What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Good evening and welcome to Living in Tampa Live. It is Tuesday. It's that time. So we are very excited to have y'all. I'm excited to be back. I know we missed last week, a little bit chaotic craziness going on in everybody's world. And we're happy to have you. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. We talk all things Tampa Bay, what it's like to live here, what it's like to work here, what it's like to play here, the food, the dining, the outdoors, the beaches, and the sunshine. If we've never met before, my name is Juan Alcala. I'm joined by my wonderful co-host here. I've got Miss Marcia Railton this evening. Good evening, Marcia.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Oh, she's going to be one of the first to say it. So Merry Christmas. That's fantastic. And we also have Miss Stacy Amon, who is having technical difficulties. Hey, welcome to live stream. We have that, but Stacy's with us also, so we'll come back to Stacy too. I missed y'all last week. We were running around. We did the tree lighting in downtown Tampa last weekend. It was awesome. We're going to talk a little bit about that in the Winter Village that's going on down there. We're going to talk about a lot of the cool things you can do here in Tampa, where we pretend to have snow and ice. And when I say pretend, I do mean pretend. I hope I can pull up the video today and share with you guys the the ice rink at Hixon Park from the tree lighting when it was 83 degrees that day. So it was a very interesting time to be down there. But like I had a blast. The kids had a blast, and we're excited to share that with you tonight. We're going to be talking about some really cool stuff. We're going to talk about Snowcat Ridge. We're going to talk about the Winter Village. We're going to talk about Santa things and holiday things and all the stuff you can do here in Greater Tampa Bay. Talk a little bit of real estate at the end. Definitely talk about some of the newer communities that we have been poking around in most recently and just getting into it. But I'm happy to have you back, Marcia. I know we haven't seen you for a week or two, so
happy to be here.
Feel completely blessed to have you. And Stace, just let us know when you're if you get back up in terms of your audio. Feel free to chime in on that.
She's still concentrating.
She's very, very much concentrating right now. So
that's too bad.
That's okay. We'll figure that out. Sometimes we're just going to have those challenges. That's why there's more than one of us on here, so we don't have to just be like, "What happened?" That's great. So welcome, y'all. I know we've got our faithful viewers out there. Let us know where you're watching from. I'd love to interact with you guys. And gals from all over the United States. Happy to have you on. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know what you're interested in. It is open forum, right? So we'd love to engage with our audience. So we encourage that, right? This isn't something we want to talk at people. We really want to bring things to you, the audience, that you really want to know about. That's how we get on these topics, FYI. So we have these wonderful Zoom calls with people just like yourself who are considering relocating to the area or investing, or maybe you live locally and you're just thinking about moving, and you bring us these wonderful topics to talk about. So what you want to know about, we go dig into, and that's really what we're going to be covering in tonight's episode. So happy to get into some of that stuff. Marcia, let's talk about the transition here, and we're going to come from a different perspective tonight, y'all. If you're local, forgive us. We're not native Floridians. And I know nobody's shocked by that, but none of us on this Zoom call tonight or on this call with you are from Florida originally. So I moved down here. We are celebrating we just celebrated our 5th anniversary. Marcia has been here for how many years now, Marcia?
It'll be 10 this year.
10 years. By way of what? Oh, sorry.
We moved here in May of 2014.
2014. And you came from where?
Atlanta, Georgia, where we
originally your family's from?
We lived there for 24 years. I'm originally from Northern Michigan, and I don't like being cold, so I keep making my way further and further south. And as you can see, I'm in a winter sweater. I have a blanket on my lap. I'm in Florida. But the last 2 days have been very cold here. I don't know what the temperature's been, but I've been cold for 2 days.
Today was much better. And that is, please forgive us. We're not going to complain about the weather. That's not what we're doing here. We're just enlightening you, because I think a lot of our viewers are either going to experience something similar, or you're looking forward to experiencing something similar. And I myself grew up in Detroit, lived there until I was 41 years of age when I moved down here. And I was used to freezing my butt off in the winter, skating in the streets when I was a kid, and on the lakes, and snowmobiling and all those other things. But we don't do that in Florida, y'all, just so you know. And everybody moves here to get away from it. So when we get temperatures that are below 55, when we get down in the 50s or high 40s, Floridians lose their mind. Okay. Now I remember what this was like, and I'm going to share a quick story here because I think a lot of people can relate. The very first winter when we decided that we were going to start community shopping, and that's what we did. We came down and we visited Jacksonville and Deltona and Orlando and just started checking areas off. The very first winter we came down here, Florida was having a cold spell, a really, really cold spell. I think it was the same winter Atlanta had that giant ice storm that shut people down on the highway, right? And we got down to Jacksonville and it was like 44 degrees. And, you know, I had shorts on and a hoodie, because that's what you do when you're from the north. You don't know any better. You're like, it was 28 degrees in Michigan when we drove down, right? So I'm in Florida now. The sun is shining and it's 45, 48 degrees, whatever it was. And I was like, yeah. And I'm looking around and all these Floridians had coats on, Marsha. Pants, like they were like, we went to a restaurant and the lady was in full, like she looked like she was about to get on the slopes. She had a puffy jacket on, a hood, her gloves on, because it was an outdoor bar, of course, because we're in Florida, right? She's got the whole like mix on, and I'm just dying, right?
Wait a minute. You had shorts on and it was 48 degrees?
I had shorts and I was from the north. This is what you do, right? Like, listen, when you're from the north, people put their top downs, and I say people, I mean, one crazy person, you'll see them driving a convertible with the top down and a hoodie when it reaches 48 degrees and the sun is shining. It happens all the time, right? So we came down and I just remember seeing the look of people. And then I was like, I must be losing my mind. There's no way that people are dressing like that. The first year we moved down here, that winter, it got down in the 40s and 50s. And I had friends that came and visited us that holiday. And we were at Krabby Bill's right in Indian Rocks Beach. And the girl that was tending the outdoor bar was in full winter gear again. Ugg boots, gloves, knit cap, puffy coat, the whole thing, guys. And my best friend looks at me, he's like, if you get this soft, you and I are going to have a problem. and here we are 5 years later. And I got to tell you right now, like, man, I went out for a walk this morning. It was 48 degrees. And I'm like, I got gloves on and a knit cap. And Marsha, I was dying. I was like, this is ridiculous, right? It was ridiculous. So forgive the anecdote here. But I think it's important context, because we do get this weather. It does happen. It's usually only about 10 days a year. Right? 10, 12, something.
It's
this is
not in a row. It's like 1 or 2 days, and then a few weeks later, 1 or 2 days. It usually doesn't go on for a long period of time.
Yeah. Exactly. And she's spot on, because today it did get back up to 70, and like this is kind of abnormal. We usually get this temperatures in January, but as I look back through my time hop in my social media, I was noticing that we did have some of these days, in November and December, or in December last year too. So again, not complaining, just helping educate, because we're not South Florida. Right. So the one thing I want you guys to be aware of when you do make the decision to move here, or you snowbird or whatever, we're not at the iguana line. And that's when you're in like very warm temperatures all the time, because we don't have iguanas running around rampantly down here, do we, Marsha?
No.
Right. So that they're not hanging out. But if you get down another hour and a half south, you are all of a sudden, there's iguanas in the tree, and they literally, when it gets really cold, they'll fall out of the trees. It's insane. So it's a whole nother world down here. It is definitely a whole nother world. What I want to do right now is connect with the audience, because we got people chiming in. Some of our favorites, of course. Miss Stephanie is in the house. What is up, Stephanie? Love it. It is Florida cold. It is.
They just got here and they're already cold.
I know. I love the photo, by the way. That is very fancy. Very nice.
Yes.
I like it. And then we got Vlad is chiming in with us. You guys do a great job not only explaining the statistics and facts of Florida, but more of purpose-driven videos of why we should love living in Florida. love that, my man. And that is absolutely our intent. So thank you very much. We appreciate that. And Vlad also said that they love your accent, Marcia.
What accent?
That is an interesting question, right? Because when you're from Florida, when you live in Florida, everybody's from somewhere else. So like we all have an accent of some sort, right? Like we're from the Midwest. We tend to be a little nasally. I know I do. You may not, but like we tend to be a little bit nasally in general. But yeah, man, it's definitely an interesting time down here. And it's been a blessing, man. We've made so many connections. So Vlad, thank you. Thank you for being a follower of the channel, and thank you for connecting with us tonight. We appreciate that. Drew, my boy, what is up, my man? Good to see you. Stoked to be touring some houses in a few weeks. I know I hope we're going to see you personally again. You and the missus, we definitely want to have dinner. Great family. They came down and have visited a couple times and have made the decision that they would like to make Wesley Chapel their home. So they're going to come down and hang out with Stephanie, or with Stacy. Sorry. Hopefully Stacy's with us now. You got you now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yay.
Awesome. That's good. And then Stephanie says, still better than St. Louis. And thank you. You're welcome. And we got my man Dom. We're going to hang out tomorrow. I'm excited. I get to hang out with my man. So excited to hang out with you too. And guys, as always, we appreciate it. And we welcome you in the comments. So don't hesitate. Ask questions in there. Like I said, we love bringing these types of videos to the community, and our lives, just if you're joining us, they are a party. I mean, what you're seeing right now is what we're doing. We talk about the community. We talk about what's happening in the community. And then, we talk a little bit of real estate. So that's just what you can expect. And then on our Saturday launches, we'll do our, vlog style tours of the city. We'll do new community videos there just so you can better understand what to expect. What's going on here in the area. So Stacy, happy to have you.
Thank you. I'm glad I made it.
We're happy to have you. We're glad you made it too. And Drew said, dinner it is. On us, my man. You know the deal there. Happy to do it. And if you guys want to connect, do not hesitate to reach out to me and the team. Several ways to do it. All of our contact is in the description of the YouTube channel, so you can always find that. There's even a link to my calendar, so you can reach out. Super convenient. Marcia just got off of Zoom as I was out filming content. And then also our phone number is there. Oh, let's go with the Florida one as opposed to our Michigan one. So we are in 2 states, just in case everybody knows. But here, right there at tvhomesearch.com, you can find us there, and then you'll have direct access. That is my cell phone number that you have on that screen right there. So you got direct access if you want or need it. So let's get cracking on what is happening around town. It is the Christmas season. The holiday season is happening right now, y'all, for those of you who weren't aware. And if you weren't, I'm updating you. How many days till Christmas? 11?
13.
Yeah, 13.
13. And I'm talking to my slow playing men and women out there who wait till the very last minute to get all of your gifts. Okay. Don't be that person. You don't want to be in the malls on Christmas Eve. Trust me, it is a madhouse out there. You're not safe. It's not safe in those malls with all those people running around there. And make sure you get all your gifts ahead of time. That way you're not running around in the back end. So let's get into that. All right, ladies, I want to talk about some fun things happening here in the city. Stacy, I know you've got some stuff planned for us, and her camera's a little funky too, but we can still see you and I can hear you. So that's all that matters. But let's get into this. I know you had a list of things for us to dive into tonight. Stacy wanted to talk about events happening at Amalie Arena, which is cool. That whole area down in Amalie Arena, guys, is unbelievable right now. It's mind blowing how much they've put into that. And then we're going to talk about a stocking drive. We're going to talk about festival lights, and then we're going to talk about. Well, I'm not going to leave that last one for last. So, where do you want to go first, Stace?
Well, let's talk about the volleyball championships. Tampa is hosting the Women's College Volleyball Championships this Friday and Saturday.
Shout out to the ladies out there. Like it, dig it.
$45. So all you volleyball fans, that would be a fun event to go to this weekend.
And this is at Amalie Arena. So for those of you that don't know, that is where our lovely Lightning play. Okay. It's right down in Channelside District. It is unbelievable down there. I'll pop it up on the screen here so y'all can see it. Right in downtown Tampa. So the way that the city works, for those of you who are unfamiliar, downtown, it's actually it's really small. It's a big little city, right? Right, ladies? That's the best way to put it.
Yes.
Big little city, but that's where the Lightning play. They have won several Stanley Cups, so shout out to the Lightning. It makes me crazy because Steve Yzerman, who is a Red Wing through and through, built the team down here. You're welcome that we loaned him to you. And then I moved down here and he left. So kind of upset about that. But Amalie Arena is right down here. You got Harbor Island and Davis Islands down here. Hyde Park just to the west of this. Hyde Park is like 8 minutes away. If you've heard us talk about that before, beautiful area to live. Incredible living there, but literally it's an 8-minute drive from Hyde Park Village to Amalie Arena, but that's a cool spot. So the ladies are going to be playing volleyball down there. So if that's your gig, go check it out. Love it. What else you got for us, Stacey?
Yep. And then there is a Stuff Your Stocking drive-through at the Tampa Premium Outlet Mall this weekend. So I guess it's an event where you decorate your car, dress up in your favorite Christmas PJs, and you go through a drive-through. There's different sponsors out there that are going to stuff your stocking for free.
Oh, okay. So this is a Tampa Premium Outlet event, which is off 275 in the Lutz Wesley Chapel, Lando Lakes triangle right there. So for those of you who need perspective on that, let's show them where that's at too.
I would love to see what they stuff your stocking with.
I was wondering the same thing there. Like, they're giving away Louis V. Like, what are they giving away over there? Did you find out about that? It was pretty vague on that website there. I just want you to know.
Well, I would go just to meet the Grinch. So
yeah.
Be there.
So it's right off of State Road 56 and I-75, right before you get to the 275 split. That's about 25 to 35 minutes from downtown, depending on traffic. For everybody kind of trying to get a sense of where that is from a location perspective. But Wesley Chapel's got some of the best shopping in all of the Tampa Bay area. You've got Tampa Premium Outlets. You've got the Grove north of that. And then the shop's at Wiregrass off 54 over there. So just beautiful area. But the premium outlets are really cool. They got a water feature in front. That's where the Costco is. There's a lot going on over there. Nice area. But this, I'm definitely intrigued. Are you going to go?
I probably won't be able to make it. I got wedding planning to do this weekend, hosting an open house too. So
that's right.
Girls,
that's right. we have to sell real estate. That's right.
Yeah, I was gonna say we don't do events, do we? We're too busy.
Well, we host them. We don't get to go to them, right? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I understand. So this is Sunday, December 17th. Just as a reminder, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Decorate your car, wear your holiday PJs, bring your stockings. You get to meet the Grinch. You're going to do prizes and giveaways. This is the 4th annual is what it said. So that's really cool. Take the kids. I'm sure that's going to be a fun event. So I definitely would check that out. Sounds like fun. What else, Stace? Where are we going?
And then we have Santa's Carnival at the Festival of Lights, which is at the Hillsborough County Fairgrounds, which this is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I can dig that.
Enjoy some, I'm sure they're going to have their typical carny rides, but there's going to be also Christmas lights, and it's $25 a car. So I think the Christmas lights is a drive-through thing.
Yep, 2-mile drive. Immersive experience of continuous light features followed by a festive walking visit to Santa's Village full of attractions, holiday goodies, and visit with Santa. Did I do a good radio voice there?
You did, totally.
That's good. Well, that's cool. And very unique because it's like willows and cedars and grand oaks, right? So that's got to be a cool experience. Have you been to this one?
I have not, but I would really like to go because I know that's something I remember doing as a child as we would get in the car and drive around and try to find some cool Christmas lights. So
we had a spot back home, a county park where they would shut down because it was off the main road. It had its own road and it would be 5 miles of lights and we would go there all the time. So this is great. I will go. I'm going to take the kids there, y'all, and I will report back to you how this was. You'll even get some footage. I'll make sure I share that with everybody because this looks cool. We'll go check it out for sure.
Have you ever been to the Enchanted Christmas It's also downtown Tampa. I'm trying to remember.
Enchanted St. Pete? Is that what you're talking about? The one that's in Ray Stadium?
Yes.
Yes.
I went last year.
That is on our agenda this year too. So we're going to check that out. We are really trying to make sure we get to all of the Christmas things. Another thing you're about to mention, we've already got tickets for.
Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
I'm jealous. Well, out here in Dade City, out here in the boondocks, we have a place called Snowcat Ridge where you can actually see snow in Florida.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Igloo, all the fun stuff.
So I'm excited for this. Stacy's show, like, I can't wait to go check this out. Now, this will be the third year they've been open.
Yes.
Third year they've been open. We didn't go the first year. We made excuses the second year. I'm like, why are we not going out to this? This is going to be a blast. And I can't wait to get out here. And with the temps, as soon as the temps cooled down, I was like, I'm going to Snowcat. So we just started talking about that. We've got family coming in, and I'm going to make them miserable by taking people who just got out of the cold back into it on purpose.
Into the cold. We're going to love you for that, I'm sure.
I know. But my dad will get a kick out of it. Abuelo's going to love it to hang out with the kids. But look at this, y'all. Like, it's all lit up. You got sledding. There's ice skating. There's like some kind of like obstacle course. They've got geodesic domes where you can like go in, and they've got cold stuff inside of there. This is going to be a blast. And I know everybody watching us from the north is like, what is wrong with you people? But listen, we don't see snow anymore. Like, we have to go other places. And I am not going to go hang out up north for a week and a half. I love my family, but y'all can keep all that messy cold for that period of time. The sun doesn't come out. It's just cold. I don't need none of that. Right. So I'm going to go hang out and do this.
It's fun to play in the snow. It's just not fun to live in the snow.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree with that. So let's check out the tickets. I want to know how much these cost. So I think they were $35 a piece is what we paid for them. They go by date. So here's what it looks like. Yeah. So they're already sold out. Well, the day's over, right? So $33, and you can kind of see they got like flex pricing depending on how busy the weekend is going to be. But coming into the Christmas holiday here, they go up to as much as almost $40 a ticket. But what a cool event. What a way to, neat way to spend time with the family and experience something outdoors and, just unique to in the greater Tampa Bay area, because we just don't have exposure to things like this anymore. So I really appreciate when we get an opportunity like this. So we got snow tubing, Stacy, play in the snow. I mean, like, nothing cooler than manufactured snow. We're definitely going to go at night because this is a whole vibe. The music and light show. Ice skating, I probably won't do. I like my bones the way they are, and I'm old now, and I don't bounce as well. When we were down at Curtis Hixon, and there's an ice rink down there, guys, that I sent a video out, and all of my friends who are back up north, and I've got lots of friends up in Canada too, they're like, can I ask you a question? I'm like, sure. They're like, how do those people know how to ice skate? And I didn't, at first I was like, what do you mean how they know how to ice skate? And I was like, oh, he thinks that everybody in Florida is from Florida. So two things, y'all. I know some of you are like up north. You're like, yeah, how do you know how to ice skate? So two things. Hockey's very popular here in Tampa. All right, they've won a bunch of championships. The Lightning are very, very popular. Number one, there is a huge ice skating rink in Wesley Chapel. Right, Stacy, it's right off of 275 in Wesley or 75 and Wesley Chapel. There, it's huge, big rink. So it's very popular in the area. And number two, remember, no one is from here. They all, a lot of us came from cold areas where we learned how to skate when we basically you were given a pacifier and you learned how to skate within years, right? So don't lose sight of that. Cozy Cabins. I don't know what this is, but I want to. We definitely need to check that out. Story time with Mrs.
I think those are those igloos.
Oh,
I'm not sure, but aren't they called those temporary temporary? They're like, I think they're called oots or utes.
Oh yeah, those are the geodesic domes was what I was referring to. But you're right. There is a name for them, and that's what they're called, I think. Good job, Marcia. Marcia's on it, y'all.
But I think I'm assuming that's what the cabins are, but I might be wrong.
But this is a cool spot, right? So if you want to do something unique in the greater Tampa Bay area, what cooler way to kind of go hang out and do something and then to go hang out and do some snow tubing and some ice skating and stuff like that. So I love this. Love it, love it, love it. Let's get to the audience here real quick. And chime in. We got some comments here. I want to make sure we're doing. Oh, here he is. I was gonna put out an APB for you. Where's my man Kevin? I was like, where is Kevin?
He was having technical difficulties like I was.
There you go. Because we're used to having Kevin's always the first one to make a comment and to be here. So I was really like, where's Kevin? Kevin's always here. Shout out to you, Kevin, my man. Good to see you. Love it. And then what did Vlad say? By the way, Juan, I'd love to see you review the Beer Fest in Busch Gardens. A man after my own heart. Man after my own heart. Down for it. We are actually taking the kids to Busch Gardens this year. So, but I'll put this on the radar for sure. So thanks for bringing it up. I will do my best to do a full report on that. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I think Busch Gardens is getting a new roller coaster too.
Yep. They're building a new one over there right now. Somebody else told me that. Cool. So again, if you chimed in late, would love to know where you're watching from. Welcome to Living in Tampa Live. We talk all things Tampa Bay, what it's like to live here, what it's like to work here, what it's like to play here, the food, the dining, the outdoors, the beaches, and the sunshine. I am here with my wonderful co-host, got Miss Marcia and Stacy, who is finally with us after her technical difficulties. She made it. I appreciate it. Super nerve-wracking, right? You like get on and it doesn't work. You're like, your blood pressure goes up. You start losing your mind.
Running late to begin with, and then camera's fuzzy, no speakers aren't working.
We'll get it right. We'll get the tech ironed out over there, one step at a time. All right. So I do want to talk about this past weekend. So we were hanging out, and I'm going to share this website with you guys. It was in the website. I wish I had more photos on it, but I'm going to share some photos with you too. Just a heads up on that. We went down to the tree lighting in Hixon Park. And again, I'll give context for where that is and what that looks like here also. So you guys can hang with us. Because it's a great area right off the Riverwalk in downtown Tampa. So I'm going to share the location first and foremost. So Hixon Waterfront Park is right here. All right. I'm doing the little red marker. Hopefully y'all can see this on screen. This is the Tampa River floating down here. You can see all this lovely stuff here. This Riverwalk, which is one of the largest Riverwalks in the country, voted one of the best Riverwalks in the country. At one point, it was voted the #1 Riverwalk in the country. It's incredible. It follows along the entire Tampa River. And what's really cool about Hixon is when you're in the park there, all the trees were right along the road here. They had 7 trees, and obviously the centerpiece was the beautiful multicolored tree, and I'll show you guys here in a second. But the park is gorgeous. We've taken our family photos down there before. It's just absolutely beautiful place to go hang out. And your backdrop is the gorgeous minarets of the University of Tampa, right? And Stacy, your son just had photos down there. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, and my daughter got engaged down there too.
It's a great area, right? Everything is there. The Children's Museum is right next door. You can see it here, the Glazer Children's Museum. It's a beautiful place to go hang out. There's a dog park over there. There's a tot lot over there. And along the river right now, on the back of it, of Hixon Park here, they've got the Winter Village. And that's what I want to share with you guys right now, because it's a really cool spot. So the Winter Village down there right now, it's a community, lots of sponsors there from the community, but you can go ice skating right there on the river. $17 per skater, includes taxes and fees, 90-minute skate time. It's not a huge rink, but it's big enough for quite a few people to get on there. And then what I loved about the village is they had all these little pop-up shops behind there. And it was really cool. Let me get to some photos. And you're right on the river. The Straz Center is just north of this area as well. And you can do some really cool things. So I'm going to pop over with some photos on it, because I think that's going to give you better context. And here's a shot. Hopefully y'all can see this on the right-hand side here. This is what the ice rink looks like. So they cover it because the sun will melt all of that ice on our 80-degree days. and make it very interesting. But there's also this really cool winter park where they've got things like curling, because, you know, doesn't all of Florida have curling? That's normal, right? It's totally normal. And these great pop-up shops.
I'm sorry.
Go
I was
ahead.
going to say they probably figure if you can skate, you can curl.
That's right. Yeah.
They go hand in hand.
Yeah. And Marcia, they've got all these shops and places to take photos. Of course, we did the obligatory family photo and that type of thing too. But the little pop-up shops were great. There was a bunch of local swag. I'm going to share with you guys over the next 2 weeks, because I've got a shirt for the next 2 weeks that I bought locally that I think is really cool. Well, 2 different ones. And it's a really cool spot to go hang out. Like I said, the photos aren't the most amazing things, but on the site here, but it's a really cool place to just go hang out and do a thing down there. Yeah, right. So this is previous photos there, but the shops were great. They've got food and booze, so you can't go wrong. Definitely will not be disappointed down there. All kinds of local shopping and just things to hang out and do. Okay, so I definitely wouldn't miss that. Okay, so just give you some perspective on that. Oh, Stephanie got a great question. And I think, ladies, I would love to hear your take on this as well. Stephanie says, what would you say is a can't miss holiday event or activity, limited time before Christmas, and there's just not enough time to fit in and everything?
I think if you have the little kids, they would really like the Enchanted Christmas, St. Pete.
I think that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pull that up. Why Marcia thinks about hers.
One thing I've done that I thought was super fun is there's a boat taxi on the Manatee River, and you can. I did it with like a networking group, but anybody can do it. You pay to go on this water taxi, and it goes from restaurant to restaurant. But it also goes right down some canals and different areas. So you see the decorated houses, which I thought was super fun, a fun way to see homes being decorated. Also, UTC Mall area is out of this world, their decorations. And they have music playing, and it's like if you drive through it, it's bumper to bumper, and people are just driving really slow to take everything in, but it's absolutely beautiful.
I agree. I was going to talk about that tonight too, and I'm with you on that, Marcia. So this was Enchanted St. Pete. So this is at Tropicana Field, where the Rays play baseball, and they turn the inside of the stadium here into this just crazy Christmas world ice skating rink. It's unbelievable. So this is one. I love that. Great share on that one. And Marcia mentioned the boat parades are always just a huge hit, right, Marcia?
Mm-hmm. We just had one in our neighborhood this weekend, and I think the Bradenton one was this past weekend as well. And Sarasota has one probably last weekend. But they're very fun to watch. They're even more fun if you're on the boat. So that's a lot of fun to do. But that's why I think we talked about it before. You know, if you move to Florida from the north, you're worried that it's not going to feel like Christmas. But to me, it so does. People decorate, and there's not snow most places, but it's still decorated so pretty that it feels very Christmassy.
Yep. I agree with that. Wholeheartly. And for me, I'm a bit of a traditionalist, so y'all have to forgive me, but I love, and I know this is gonna sound crazy coming from me, but I love I shudder to say this out loud. I love the ballet. And what I mean by that is I don't know, I'm not cultured like that, so I want to make sure I give perspective. But the Nutcracker for me is something that, like, I got to experience that when I was in band, in orchestra, in my teenage years, and it just stuck with me. Like it's like going to see Phantom of the Opera in Toronto, right? Like you experience these things, and now you understand why this has been around for literally 100 years, right? Or however long this play has been happening. So the Straz Center, which is in downtown Tampa, which we just talked about, and I'll pull that up on the map here in a second. Just so y'all can see, because it's right there. Clear this off for you real quick. The Strass Center. I showed you the Curtis Hixon Park. It's just to the north here, guys. It's literally right next door, one building over, and you got the Strass Center there. It's right on the water. I love that. But the big thing is, if you've never taken your family to see the Nutcracker Ballet during the holidays, there's something very special about it. Enchanted is a word that they use for St. Pete, but to me, this is something that I'll never forget. And I can't wait to take my little girls because they haven't been yet. We've done a whole bunch of other things, but we haven't done this. And I cannot wait to see their faces. Just can't wait.
It's a fun thing to do. We just bought tickets to go to the Trans-Siberian Orchestra in Tampa on December 23rd. So that's something I think you can still get tickets for. They have an afternoon show at 2:30 and one at 7:30.
Nice.
But I've heard for years that that's amazing. So I'm excited about going to that.
Everyone who's ever been to that has said it's unbelievable. Everybody I know that's ever been to that. Stephanie said, I looked at the Enchanted Christmas, looked beautiful. Water taxi sounds cool. Good blend of Florida living and holiday cheer. Also, this Saturday, now that we talk about it, the Tampa Holiday Boat Parade is this Saturday. So just so, because our boat parades are all over the place. Last weekend was a big one, right? So Sarasota did theirs. St. Pete did theirs last weekend. I think Indian Rocks is this weekend, but Tampa's is going to be there too. So I'm going to try to make it down there. We'll see. It's going to be depending on all of our lovely clients and where they're running around. So we will see that for sure. So thank you, Stephanie. I love that. Dislike snow and love Christmas decorations. Sounds like I'm in the right place. Yes, you are in the right place.
You are. Juan, do you think that park that you talked about, Curtis Hixon Park, would be a good place to watch the boat parade, or would it be there in that area?
Yeah, let me find out. I'm going to go to Armature Works for that, because that's one of our favorite spots to go hang out. It's super family. It's couple friendly, family friendly, single family friendly. It's like the spot to go. Tampa Boat Parade. Walk Tampa. Just trying to find holiday lighted boat parade.
I was thinking it'd be really fun to go that Winter Village and then watch the boat parade. If you can see it from there, I just don't know where it's at exactly.
Tampa Convention Center. Well, they're selling tickets to oh, here it is. This is what we were looking for. Let me pop it up. Great question, Marcia. Thank you for being persistent on that.
Well, sorry for putting you on the spot after.
No, it's okay. I was trying to save some juice for next Tuesday, but this is okay. This is a good thing. It's worth the share. So let's check this out. All right. So the holiday lighted boat parade on the river. I mean, I just love this, right? It'll be a cool time. The people have their yachts out. They'll have the little boats, the big boats. They'll be pirates because it's Tampa, because that's how we roll. But it is Saturday, December 23rd. So that is actually my son's birthday. I'm excited for that. And then it looks like you can buy tickets at certain venues to go hang out because it's right on the river. It'll be a great time. Tampa Convention.
I gotta write this down. That sounds like fun.
I know, right? This is adulting at its finest. Tampa Convention Center on the Riverwalk. So it looks like you can do some things there in VIP style. Seating options are a private section on a Tampa Convention Center outside, food, 2 drinks, tickets, and a great view of the parade. Parking not included, so I got that. But here's what we're trying to get to. All right, so it starts north of Armature Works. Oh, that's the turnaround. So yeah, so here's what they're doing. They are going to be in the channel. So Sparkman's Wharf is where they're ending. And if you guys haven't been there, go. That is on an upcoming video, by the way. I just went down and filmed a bunch of stuff there, but you can take that. It'll go around Harbor Island and up through past the convention center, past Curtis Hixon. So yes, Marcia, that is a great question. And the answer is yes. Past the Museum of Arts, past the Strass Center, and then past Ulele. If you haven't had dinner there, go get it and make sure you get the baked oysters with a massive amount of garlic and Parmesan on top. They're unbelievable. And then it's ending at Armature Works. So the turnaround is there. So yes, I would go check this out. And if you haven't eaten at Oak and Ola at Armature Works, that's incredible. Steelbach is a great steakhouse there. Gray's is a really good restaurant. They got excellent hamburgers, and they do kind of brunch there. It's awesome. Also, they've got cocktail lounges, all kinds of stuff, man. They do live music outside there, so I think it's definitely worth checking that out also. So excited for that boat parade, Marcia. Let's see some of these photos. Oh yeah,
That's the same night we're going to Trans-Siberian Orchestra, so
That's
we can
perfect.
go there first and watch that, and then go to the concert.
I feel like you cheated life just now. You just accidentally fell into the greatest Christmas day ever, right? Like Marcia's like, we're going to see Trans-Siberian Orchestra in the morning, and then we're going to the lighted boat parade, and
No,
it's all on a Saturday.
We're going to Trans-Siberian at 7:30, and then at 10 o'clock, we're picking up our son from the airport who's flying in for Christmas.
You really are.
Fun.
I'm
Yes.
very excited.
You are winning. That is winning 101. Congratulations. I love that. That's fantastic. Awesome, y'all. So hopefully, listen, hey, if you guys are getting value of this video, please hit the like button. If you're watching on YouTube and you haven't subscribed already, please do that as well. It helps the channel. We don't ask for anything else, y'all. It'd be greatly appreciated if you could do that. If you're watching on Facebook or wherever, hit that like button too. Sends the little algorithms out to the world and lets people know that y'all are digging the content. So we dig it. All right. So we are coming up on the Christmas season, right? How many more Tuesdays do we have left in the year? Just so I'm going to pull up the calendar so I'm not losing my mind here with y'all. Two.
Guessing 2.
Yeah, I think so. So I just want to pre-frame everything and what we're doing here before we get into some real estate talk really quick. All right. So we got the 19th and the 26th. Those are the two upcoming live streams we have. So we've got one more live stream. When you see me next Tuesday, y'all better have your gifts either en route or plan to be picking them up. Okay. So I'm giving you all the reminders you can possibly get right now. So don't get stuck in a trap running around because Christmas falls on a Monday this year. All right. So I know some of you are like, party. Hopefully you get Friday and Monday off. I was never a huge fan of the Monday Christmas because then like you got to go back to work on Tuesday. It's like, ugh, I just feel so,
Yeah.
it makes me crazy, but we will be here nonetheless. So right now the plan is to do a live stream the 26th. If you don't see us, it's family stuff. It came up, just bear with us, but I'll try to let everybody know via the community and just what's going on there. But yeah, it looks like the 19th will be here for sure. And then January 2nd, I will see all of your butts. Every single one of you. I don't care how hungover you still are. You're going to get over it, and we'll see you on that evening. So buckle up, Buttercup. That's what my boss used to tell me. I was in the beer business, ladies, and you know that industry is really well known for indulging. It's not only not frowned upon, it's encouraged, right, to have a beverage, and you know you're entertaining all the time and all those things too. And I remember I was in the elevator with my president and the owner at one point. We were at the Anheuser-Busch annual event in St. Louis. Shout out to St. Louis, Stephanie. And every single distributor from the United States that sells Anheuser-Busch products was at that event. And, you know, it was a long day to say the least. Right. And you get in the elevator the next morning at 7 o'clock because that's when everybody starts. And I'm still trying to wrap my mind around the beer business, right? Like, you're gonna drink till midnight, and then you're gonna be in an elevator at a meeting at 7:30 in the morning the next day, right? It's like, and I remember getting in the elevator, and I was in there, and one of the guys on our team he was terribly overserved, is a word that I'll use. That's a phrase that I'll use. And he got on the elevator, and you could just see he was just dragging, and president looks over, he goes, and he third partied him, right? He didn't tell him directly. He's like, yeah, I remember. He goes, you know, because it's a family business that's been handed down 3 generations. And he goes, I remember me and my brother one time, we had a long night. Actually, we probably saw the sunrise, and we were walking into a meeting like this, and we were dragging tail. And we walked into the hallway, and my dad knew right away. He's like, you know what, boys? He's like, I don't care what you do. He goes, but when that bell rings, your butt better be on, right? Like, and I'm standing there, I'm like, well, that's one way to tell them that if you screw up, you're in trouble. And I just remember that. It laughed so hard, right? And the industry was very much like that, you know, just like, hey, you got to be here to do it. So fascinating. But St. Louis, that venue there, and if you've never been to the Anheuser-Busch brewery, it is an experience, to say the least. I mean, the place is enormous. It looks like, I don't know, man, that when you walk into their facility and they've got all of these beer tanks that are like 20 feet high, stacked 4 tall. So it's literally like 60, 80 feet of beer, and it's rows and rows and rows. It was just the craziest thing that I had ever seen. Like, blew my mind, in the rail trucks, and a lot of people working to do that. So it was interesting. And the reason I bring that up is because the Bushes have a tie here, right? Busch Gardens, that's from Adolphus Busch, right? He had property here in Tampa, like Ford's Garage, which is very interesting because Henry Ford, which the restaurant's namesake is, even though all of his endeavors were in Detroit, he also had property in Tampa. Right. So like it was a vibe back in the day where these moguls, these business moguls had property down here. Marcia's talked about before the Ringling family, and they got the museum here, which is a beautiful house down there, right, Marcia? Like, it's gorgeous. We've showed that before on the channel.
Absolutely beautiful.
It's unbelievable. So there's so much history and things you can get into in the greater Tampa Bay area, you know, from Sarasota, it's just amazing. We were somewhere last week and we saw a photo of Joe DiMaggio and Marilyn Monroe hanging out on St. Pete Beach. And then there was, in that same place, we saw a photo of Babe Ruth running St. Pete Beach with wingtips on. It was the greatest, right? He had trousers on because this is the era, right? He had trousers on and a white tee, like the white tees with the little straps on them that everybody made popular like 20 years ago, and wingtips. Could you imagine running St. Pete Beach, right? And wingtips, patent leather shoes.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, just a crazy time. But
was that at a restaurant or something that they had these pictures?
Yes,
you remember?
That's where it was. Yep, we were at a restaurant. Cool. I don't remember what restaurant it was, but it was somewhere around like Doc Ford's and the Saltwater Hippie, because that's basically our zone of genius right now. We love to go to live music at the Saltwater Hippie, which is an outdoor venue right next to the beach. It's incredible, y'all. You got to go. It's incredible. Definitely.
I know you posted stuff on it before.
Yeah, getting tangent, so forgive me. I know. All right. So tell us what you want to know about for Christmas coming up in the next few weeks. What can we put our nose in for you? Bring you back some juicy details and share with y'all that may interest you, because we're definitely going to put some things together for you guys coming into the Christmas season. And also, like you said before, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Okay. So let's talk now about North River Ranch briefly. Marcia, if you don't mind, because I was in North River Ranch today in Parrish, Florida, filming some properties. We've got clients having a house built there right now. Beautiful community. What they're doing down there is awesome. I'm going to share some stuff with you here. But Marcia, they had some really good deals.
Mm-hmm.
They had some really good deals
over the weekend with clients and found some really great deals from new construction. Not only in North River Ranch itself, which is a planned community, but Parrish, the city of Parrish is booming, and there's lots of new construction and a lot of deals to be found in the new construction communities.
Yep. And same thing we're still having that in the north too, y'all. So like Wesley Chapel, Angeline, Lutz, Land O'Lakes, like all these places are still growing like crazy. And it's builder to builder differences, but the one thing, we hadn't focused a lot on the Neal communities over there, but I've just been more and more impressed the more I go down there with their products. So I'm going to show you guys what we're talking about here real quick. Just get the site map so we can kind of get perspective. There it is. All right. I know this might be a little bit hard to see, so I will zoom in on this. I just want to give a broader perspective to start with. You ladies, we can see the map, correct? The site map?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So this is North River Ranch, and it is just it's on the north end of downtown Parrish, just a little bit north of there. And it's right off of Moccasin Wallow Road. That's the road that you see here that runs back to 75. Now, Down this road here, they're building a Del Webb community, which is stunning also. They're building the new Sea Air, which is a 4.5-acre lagoon community that Metro Places builds. Those lagoon communities, like the one you have up in San Antonio, which is the 15-acre, humongous, amazing one. The one in Wesley Chapel. You've got one in Wyomama. They're building one up in Angeline. They're going to build one over there. And then they're also building the Sea Air Lagoon here also. So there's a lot going on here. And from this community to I-75, you're looking at about a 5 to 7 minute drive, depending on traffic.
Mhm.
And what's really cool about this community is they've done a really good job of thinking through it and developing it the correct way. So Brightwood, which is this first essentially neighborhood here, was the very first development, and it's completed. It's built up. They've got a beautiful facility there. They've got a pool. They've got a clubhouse. They've got a fitness center. Everything you could ever ask for, which is great. And that right there will take you right to the Barbara Harvey Elementary School, which is an A-rated elementary. And then just to the south of that, you can't see it on this map. If I take you down, the high school is just below there. All right. And I think it's rated like a B- or something like that. So just for perspective on that, they're building the middle school is going to be built up in the new component of the area here, which is this wildleaf component that they're working on right now. It's approximately about 240 homes, and they plan on extending that out to about 360, if I remember correctly. Okay. Something unique that I found out about this community today, Marcia, is they are all gas cooktops. And
Which is unique for the area.
Absolutely. And when I hadn't realized that when he said that, I was like, you don't know, like, that's so unique. He's absolutely. All their single family homes come with inline water heaters. So you don't have a water tank in your garage or anywhere else in your home. It is inline. They're placed on the outside of the house, and you have hot water on demand, and you have gas cooktop ranges, which I'm telling you right now is very rare in Florida. Usually we don't see cooktop ranges be gas until we get into that upper level on the builders or even in the custom homes, right, ladies?
Right.
So that's something to note. And there was a single family home down there today offered at like four in the teens. And that was a 3-bedroom with a den. So you could get away with making that a 4-bedroom. That was a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath. Another thing that they do really unique there, Marcia, is all of the driveways and walkways are all pavers, even the approaches out by the road.
Yeah, it's very nice. And the other thing that I really like is they keep the natural, the trees and stuff, more than a lot of times you'll go into a new community and they pretty much take down all the trees and then add trees as they build. But I love how Wildleaf has kept all the trees. It's very natural.
Yep. Absolutely. So just showing you some. So the builders in the area there, you've got Homes by West Bay, which, Marcia, we've sold properties over there. Pulte, which we haven't sold one of theirs in this development yet. We sold Pulte Homes, so that's another builder you have there. Cardell and David Weekly, those both just opened up, I believe, recently. They're just starting there. And then Neil Homes is as well. So great. And this is what I'm saying. The Neil Homes, I was actually pretty impressed with what they have. I was in the Heritage model today, Marcia.
Did you go into the villa model?
I did not today. I know that's
what my clients are building there, and they're beautiful. I love that they feel, if you don't know what a villa is in Florida, a villa is 2 homes in one building. So you have your own entrance, your own 2-car garage, but it's one building. And so the HOA usually helps with the roof and the exterior of the home, but it's like having a single family home, just with less responsibility. There's one, he's got it pulled up right now. That's the villa there. Yep. So my clients are building one there, and I love that it's wider. A lot of times villas feel more tunnely, feel just don't feel as wide and open as a single family, but I really like the layout. The other thing that's really cool about this community is their villas. All of them have been villanized, have been screened in, but also extended. So it's a huge living space, which in Florida, an outdoor living space is key, I feel, to your.
Yep. Oh, sorry, Marcia.
That's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say another thing I noticed today. So you've got trade ceilings in the living area, which was great. This one does too, but the one that I was in today as well. And they all have the triple sliders. So you can push the outdoor wall back, and that's what Marcia was talking about, right? You get that extended living square footage, especially from November to May. You really can take advantage of a lot of that outdoor space. And for a villa, this is like Marcia was saying, it doesn't feel like two condos that are sandwiched together. They feel like it feels like you're in a single family home. You just lose the windows on the one side, but they're buttoned up, soundproof, the whole thing. Like they're really, really nice. You know, it's just beautiful place here. I mean, look at this. These are really nice. For the price point, I was impressed.
Do a great job.
Yeah,
they do.
Definitely impressed for the price point, to say the least. I was in the Heritage, which is a 2,428 square foot model. Let me see if I think it's this one right here. 2428. And they had one of these for $505. And they were offering $18,000 in flex cash to the buyer to either use for closing costs or to drive down your interest rate, which I thought was great. So definitely be mindful of that. Yeah, this was the model that I was in today, and really, really nice. Huge deep sink, extra long island there as well. And I just think for the price point, it was great. Tile floor. It wasn't luxury vinyl. It was tiled all the way through. They did a really nice job on these properties. And to your point, Marcia, they got that extra long covered lanai, which is beautiful. You know, really, really nice space here. And I'm a huge fan of the walk-in shower. I don't know how most people feel about it, but I love it.
I think most people really like it. I mean, I don't know why you would not like it, because it feels open and it feels like there's less cleaning involved. You know, like nowadays, we have glass doors everywhere and there's lots of cleaning involved, whereas that walk-in shower eliminates that, but gives you a much more open feeling. So to me, it's a win-win.
Yep. And love that. And the thing I want to invite you guys to do, for those of you who don't know, like, you know, we have relationships with these building teams, and they are great at keeping us updated. Joe, who I met today, was wonderful. You know, shared a bunch of stuff, but Marcia's already working with the team down there because we're building houses, which is great. So if you're interested in these types of communities, reach out to Marcia and Stacy. Marcia is your gal down in Manatee, that parish, Lakewood Ranch, Sarasota, Bradenton. Like, she's your gal when it comes to these communities. She's dialed in. She knows what's happening down there. And Stacy is our woman in the streets up in Pasco County. So if you're thinking Odessa, Wesley Chapel, San Antonio, Land O'Lakes, Lutz, Angeline, like, she's the person you want to get hold of, because they have relationships with all of these building teams, and they're reaching out to us. Hey, we got a deal here, or hey, we got a deal there, or these properties are ready to go, and we'd love to get your clients one of these. So don't hesitate to reach out to us, because some of those are really good deals. All right. And the reason being is because the builders, you know, they paid for this stuff a long time ago, and they're trying to sell it in an entirely different environment, and they need to get these things off the books so they can keep borrowing money to keep building. That's just the way the process works. So they want to keep their teams going, and they want to keep everything in action when it comes to the community. So they'll send us a list of like available homes. So I'll show you what that would look like really quick, so everybody can kind of get perspective on it. Hopefully I can share it that way.
And Juan, I'd like to mention, not only do they tell us what's available, but we keep in touch with them to find out what their incentives are. And some of the builders change that every week. Some are once a month, some are once a week. They can change drastically. And I can tell you right now, to finish off the year, the incentives are incredible. I went to a community in Parish on Saturday. They were offering $27,500 for an incentive, and they could use that money to buy down. They could use it for closing costs, whatever you want. It was amazing.
Yeah. So I'm going to share this with y'all right now, so you guys can see this. Hopefully, never shared this full screen before. There we go. I don't know how to make it bigger. This is in PDF viewer, which makes me crazy. Oh, I could.
We can see it, but we can't read it, to be honest.
I can't expand it. Forgive me. I will do that next time. Forgive me, y'all. I hate doing that. Messing with people live and they can't see things. But I will do my best moving forward. But what I'm giving you an example of is like the relationships are what get us into the conversations like this, right? They'll send us, hey, this is what's hot. This is what we've got going on right now. These are inventory or quick move-in homes. You know, we talk about lots specifically because a lot of the times it's not just the property, right? It's the property, it's the lot, it's all the things that go together. Because some of our clients don't want to live on the water because they're afraid of alligators, Stephanie. Some of them are totally fine.
Yeah. All of them are afraid of alligators.
Yeah, I am too. Just so everybody's clear, right? Like, Juan is not posturing right now. I'm not puffing up. I also don't like alligators, but some people don't want to be right on a water because it makes them uncomfortable, right? In terms of like how they're approaching things. So we're having these conversations about what fits our clients. And if you can see the little check marks here today, we were talking about specific clients when I was there, like, hey, this is what we're trying to accomplish. And he was trying to help me through the process. And then we talked about incentives and getting specific. So the thing I want you to know is like the relationship that we have goes a long way to help you as well. So don't lose sight of that. Reach out to these ladies. They're working hard to make sure that y'all have what you need in order to have a great experience when building a home or just buying a home here in the area. All right. So we are here to serve, are grateful to do it, and appreciate everybody and what they have meant to our family and our team as well. Let's get back to the chat here really quick before we button up this evening. VJ says hello from cold Minnesota. What is up, VJ, my man?
Sorry, VJ.
VJ says, quick question, Juan. Obviously, there's a lot of people from the Northeast moving to Tampa, but do you see a lot of Midwesterners moving to Tampa as well? Yes.
Mm-hmm. We're on the West Coast.
Yeah. That's all to say. You're sitting in front of 3 of them right now. So like 100%. So I am from Metro Detroit. Marcia, you were from where originally?
Sheboygan, Michigan.
And
way up north.
Mm-hmm.
And Stacy, where were you from originally?
The west side of Indianapolis.
That's right. And you're on the live stream right now with a bunch of other Midwesterners. Just so you know. So yes, VJ, absolutely. Reach out to us, my man. We're here to serve. Contact information's on the screen. Don't hesitate if you got questions. And if you're watching on YouTube, there's a link to my calendar down there where you can schedule a Zoom that is most convenient for you. These ladies work hard. They're busted. They were running around all day helping clients. Marcia was on a Zoom literally till almost the minute we got on here. I had a phone call from a couple from New Jersey who has a place in Marco Island. Now they want to buy a place in St. Pete, literally right before we got on the live stream. And Stacy is writing offers for clients from the Midwest that are trying to make that happen too. So I share that with you, the audience. So you, just to let you know, like, we're here to serve. We love doing this. We do these lives because of you. We want to bring the topics that you're interested in learning about. We're trying to help you, make qualified decisions. We do at the end of every month, we'll do a real estate breakdown so you can kind of understand what's happening in our marketplace. So you can just be informed and make a good qualified decision. But I'm grateful. You ladies are a blessing, and we're coming to the holiday season, and I can't thank you enough. I know I say this all the time, but I wake up every day and kind of pinch myself. First of all, that I get to have a life in Florida. It still doesn't feel real 5 years later. And secondly, that we've got such amazing people on our team. I mean, it's just unbelievable. These ladies love people, and that's why they're great at real estate. And it's a huge honor to be able to do that alongside of you. So I'm proud of you too. Thank you. And for our audience, we appreciate y'all. Marcia, any final words this evening before we send everybody off to bed?
Say it again. Merry Christmas. I'm so excited. I love this time of year. And like I said, it feels very Christmassy right now here. So I hope you guys are all having an awesome holiday season, and we will see you next week.
Absolutely. Stacy, any final words from you?
Well, I'm so glad I made it tonight. I was worried I wasn't going to make it. So I'm so glad I got here, and I hope you have a Merry Christmas if we don't see you next week. And I can't wait for this new year. We're going to have exciting stuff.
Absolutely. And y'all, I'm grateful as well. I want to get these last comments in here. I definitely don't want to let go of anybody who's decided to contribute. So thank you for your contributions to the show too, guys. We appreciate it. BJ said, yeah, I noticed my family would always vacation in Fort Myers. The Gulf Coast is definitely Midwest. Yeah, and it's because of the 75, right? Remember, I-75, most of the time people drove 50, 60 years ago. They weren't flying around as much as they do now. So it just made sense that if you were in the Midwest, you just traveled down 75. And that's why you've got a lot of people from the Northeast that go to the East Coast of Florida, because 95 was right there and you just travel straight down. So definitely part of it. Stephanie says they moved down last month from St. Louis as about as Midwest as it gets. I don't know if we would have been able to get here as soon as we did without Juan and Marcia's help. You are welcome. So appreciate it. Tell Dom, can't wait to see him tomorrow night. He's going to enlighten me on some tech stuff that I'm not familiar with. But y'all, we had a great evening, and we appreciate every one of you. So God bless. We'll see you next week. Take it easy.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.